what will be your final album then?
Yeah, we're sort of we're most of the way through it. We've done all the drums, we've done all the guitars. They're not guitars, by the way, it's just loud basses, but for the sake of argument, they sound like guitars.
Bass guitars.
Yeah, bass guitars. We've done all but one of the bass lines for the bottom end. We've done vocals on maybe about 2/3 of the songs that have got vocals on. There's a few instrumentals on there. And we got a few to do. We've still got two sets of lyrics to write yet, or three maybe, that we're writing with friends of ours. We've got some special guests on there, sort of old friends of ours over the years that we played with in bands that have either helped us with writing songs, or we just thought that their voices would sound perfect on some of these songs, you know. And just a chance to say thanks to people by making it a little bit more interesting by having more varied sounds on there, you know, and different people involved. Like, because that's another problem we have. For all the good bits about two-piece band, we can tour in a car with the full back line and everything, which is a lot cheaper than a van.
Definitely.
We've got less band members to worry about, so there's less problems that can occur. Less differences of opinion, but there are negative sides where if we need to make a decision and one wants that one and one wants that one, we haven't got anybody to split the vote.
That's true. There's no tiebreaker.
And we have a very limited sound as such. Like it's a bass guitar and a drum, and it's either a loud distorted bass guitar or a quiet clean bass guitar. There's not a lot you can do with it, so you end up you have to do stuff in dynamics rather than work. You can't do fancy crazy solos and stuff. So, and being only two people writing the words, you are limited in the topics, like, you know, that you're, and I use this spirit loosely, like good at, you know, like so it helps to get other people involved just to keep it a bit fresh and a bit interesting.
Definitely. And outside of the band, you also have a business with promoting or materials for people to promote themselves. You have stickers and badges and things like that. Why don't you tell us a bit about what you're doing there?
Well, essentially I started off just making badges, like just as it's like a hobby more than anything. And because I'm unemployed and I was getting hassled to find a job, obviously. I mean, it's not that I don't want a job, I'm not against working, but the sort of jobs they want me to take mean we wouldn't be able to play the gigs that we play. We wouldn't be able to go around gallivanting and having fun. So I put it to the people in the job centre, say, like, I make badges. Is there any way I can set myself up as self-employed and get some help? Surprisingly, they agreed. And so I got some help, and I got a business plan together. And again, when I was in my 20s, I never thought I'd hear myself say. But, so essentially now I make badges. I'm not quite making enough money to live off, so I still sign on, but I declare all my earnings. I'm a good, honest boy. But I make badges, which started off just little 25mm, little 25mm pin badges, the little D pins on the back. Like, that's when I made for me and my girlfriend. My boyfriend says my girlfriend says I'm lovely. Hers says the opposite. Obviously, not that my boyfriend says I'm horrible. That my boyfriend says I'm lovely.
I love that.
But then I started looking at all the parts you could buy, and you can get little backs that are magnets. You can make little fridge magnets. Then I bought the parts to make the next size up, the 38mm ones, which is about 1.5 inches sort of thing, and. Can do magnets with those and badges, but with a slightly different back. They have it's an actual safety pin type thing. But then I got the bigger ones. With the bigger ones, I'll show you this. I bought a load of samples, but I feel a bit of a cunt getting them all out.
Don't be feeling that way, because it's great.
I can make little bottle openers. There's a little fuck off bottle opener I made. And then you get a little chain so you can hang it from all your little gadgets on the side. So.
Always. You're going to attach it to your trousers and tell everyone, in this case, to fuck off.
or you could have some lovely cute monkeys ones that I got, like whatever. But it's just a little thing. Like I find it therapeutic and nice making things, because you're playing around with stuff that's sort of creative, but at the same time you're not really being creative. It's just a thing that just goes ching, and you make it. But a lot of the bands seem to like it. I've made for some organisations as well. I did some for like a local radio station in Swindon, for Swindon Wiltshire Pride movement. I made done a few big orders for them. Some of the more the punky bands I made for some of the local Swindon bands, that were indie bands and things, and just like one-offs for people. I made some for my friends Dave and Natalie, their wedding. Dave sings in Rash Decision, and Natalie plays in a band called Swan Song, and they both play in a band called F Masculata. And when they got married, we went down and played their wedding. They wanted us to play their wedding, and we made them some. They wanted some badges made for the wedding to give to all the guests.
Oh, that's brilliant!
It was
I love
nice,
that.
like, and I did them for free. That was like my wedding gift to them, you know. It's the thing. I'm a bad businessman. When I ring up the dole office to tell them about all my earnings, and they say, "Oh, how much money have you earned this month?" and I'll say, "Oh, I've earned say 350 quid." All right, and have you got any permitted expenses? So it's like, yeah, permitted expenses come to £297. Like so, essentially earned about 50 quid in a month of work. Like after you take the thing. So I always tell them I'm the anti-Branson. I'm not very good. Ideally, I'd like to win. I'd like to earn enough money to just to live off. I don't want to be rich. I don't need a car because I can't drive. I don't need a boat because I don't like the water. I just want to be able to feed myself and be happy and content.
Be able to go out and do things that you enjoy.
Yeah. And safe in the knowledge that you're doing a job that obviously, if you're earning enough to live on, then it's a job that people need you to be doing. So and you're working, and you're working for yourself. You haven't got some horrible boss. All that fucking done by then. You've got to stay till 5. It's like, if I don't want to get up and work tomorrow, I won't fucking get up and work tomorrow. I'll do it all on Monday. I'll do extra, So I love it, and it. When I go to the printers, and I've been using this same printers for like over a year now, and even now when they print them and they bring them over to show you just to check, I'm still like in awe at how lovely they all look. It's almost like liquid, like it's still wet. They're all printed on lasers, so it's not even wet ever, But it's like, but it's shiny. It's just like fucking Christmas, mate. It's like, it's just beautiful, and I love it. And it's just like seeing them all, I cut them all out, and you make one. And I polish each one to get my fingerprints off.
You polish it off and take a look and admire your work.
I don't want when I send them to people, I don't want them to see all my fucking fingerprints on them. It's like, keep them nice, make them, because they look so good when they're done. And it's
beautiful.
I will show you some stuff.
Okay.
Papa made me smile. And I did bring them just especially to show you. So. But that's the stickers. Oh, here they are.
We'll see those in a minute.
Oh, there's like the bottle opener ones with the little cute monkeys. Look at those cute monkeys. And there's like it's just a random sample of like the different size badges, really. And like that one's like the fridge magnet. So obviously it sticks to them.
Sticks together.
And they're the ones I made for that radio station in Swindon. And there's just these are just random ones I made. My mate he does a challenge where he has to find an orchestra of musicians in 10 days, and they all have to play music with him. Like he's doing it in Paris at the moment. It's crazy.
That's very cool.
Yeah, he's from Swindon. They're just random little badges, and there's a little magnet on the little tiny ones.
Little magnets, big magnets, all kinds of things.
These ones that size can be made as badges and magnets as well. They just happen to be bottle openers in that one.
And what about the stickers?
It's like one of them cookery shows, isn't it? Like we had to move all those. Well, these are all the little, just a few of the sample ones I've done. Obviously I do most of the samples I do of Two Sick Monkeys because, like if I'm gonna spend money to make samples, we may as well have some sort of,
for your own band.
may as well have some benefit. So they're all just like various different sizes, and those are the ones I make for the badge company, which is just my badge company. These are some of the ones. Oh, there's another Two Sick Monkeys, but there's a band from Manchester called Incisions. I made them some demos. We're still waiting to see if they want to have them made. That one there, 51st State, they're another bass and drums two-piece
Yes.
down in the West Country. Really
Yeah,
great
I've heard
band.
about them. They're supposed to be brilliant.
Lovely, like, and lovely people, really nice. And that's the Mighty Wad-Eye who've just been playing upstairs.
Oh, yes, yeah.
Who hopefully I'll be making some for next week.
Yeah.
Like, but yeah, it's just fun. I need, what I need is a lot of customers, because to keep them at the price I'm doing them, which is quite cheap, I need to print 1,000 sheets at a time, and mostly on 1,000 sheets I can get roughly between sort of 12 and 16 stickers on a sheet, and but to print that many would be about 800 or 900 quid. Like, so I'm saying to people, I can do you 1,000 stickers for 61 quid plus postage, and which is still quite a lot of money, but it's a lot cheaper than if they bought the vinyl stickers, which would be about 150, 160 maybe. I mean, they're not the same, but they're not like rubbish quality.
No, they're very good. And if you want to buy them, there's a website right down there, or contact information for Pete, and please get in touch with them.
Be lovely, yeah. What I'm aiming for, 16 people, all get 1,000 each, and that keeps the costs lower. If, of course, I get more than 16 people, and I can print more, then the costs will come down even more. So like, I'll be able to do them slightly cheaper. Like I said before, I'm not interested in ripping anyone off or making money out of people. I just want to run it in conjunction with the badges to up my wages so that I'm on a livable wage, you know?
Which is all we ever really need in this life, is to have a living wage.
There's too much greed. Like, we don't need to be greedy. We just need to be content. Like, and it's a lot easier to be content. We're having a good chat. We played a gig in York last night, and we were chatting with a bloke called Sam this morning at the house we stayed. And it's like, we're talking about like the difference in what you need to be happy, and what people truly believe they need to be happy. And it's like, you don't need to have money. You don't need to have more than 2 pairs of shoes. You know, you don't need to have every latest gadget. Like, you don't need a TV the size of a house. You know, you need to be nice to people, and people to be nice to you, and to be able to eat every day and have warmth.
Yeah, and not worry about a roof over your head. Those are the basics in life, and that's what we need for living.
It's all you need. If everybody thought along the same lines, I'm not saying I've got all the answers, but like, sometimes it's the simpler the things are, it's usually because they're correct. Like, you know, you don't need to overcomplicate things. Let's just let's make sure we don't do harm to ourselves and others, and 2, let's maybe see if we can bring joy to ourselves and others. And it doesn't necessarily have to be in that order. You know, you can bring joy to others first, and thus bring joy to yourself by doing
exactly. When you give out good, you get good back.
it. Yeah, exactly.
But on that note, I have to say one thing to you. Fuck off.
Yeah, fuck off. That's all we need. We need lots of fuck offs from everybody.
Yes.
Lots of loud fuck offs.
And thank you very much for speaking with us.
Oh, thank you for having me. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
1, 2, 3, 4!
him that bald geezer with a camera.